Can do.
For what do you enter my home uninvited? This is my estate, not a beachside hut. Akira, and you got greedy. It will not happen again.
Hey, watch it with that.
This weapon's no good
Hey,
to me. consider it done.
That's unusual.
Incense? Offerings for the temple. Used to work a farm, growing Vorless.
So scary.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Coming along well, is it? It can be dangerous. I never went yet, but I will. After I die, I'll tell you what I can. Don't know. Did hear he was slain with a coveted blade. The S-talk was an affront to Barath. That I did read. Ysera wanted to guard it with his soul and his always. All right.
Subtle indeed. You should see this. Subtle indeed. The work of a moment. Nice and quiet. Oh? I shall.
Excellent. Ready when you are.
I? I shall. I'll see what I can find.
Take a gander over there. Sorry, friend. I can't.
Toss me something else.
Could be a fight.
Death to our enemies!
How may I help? How may I help? Hey, whose side are you on?
Already on it.
of course.
You might find this interesting. I see.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle. At once. There is much to see in the lab.
Not a problem.
Subtle indeed. It is done.
is much to see in the lab. We got trouble, folks.
Not exactly my area of expertise.
Come now, step into the light.
How may I help?
Some improvement.
Already.
You might. Interesting.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Watcher. Been more than a middling life worth since my flails got bathed in bloody gore. Speak, then perish. Listen, you've a cause from birth to fare here. Then speak clear and true to what you want. A button your next and last breath. Aye. Stay your death, then I will. Curse her soul to nether and torture! Revan would have befouled Berth, which a black pox on the oar that she whilom sought to vile ruin. I would aid any who hunt for Revan. What are you seeking to learn? Revan was a Darkotsi paladin. She defied Berth, wielded a weapon nae meant for the hands of mortals. I hunted for Revan on the sword, from Valia to the Deadfire. Hinderly caught her, slew her, and took Bereth's weapon for warding. But Revan wouldn't keep dead. From sheer will and faith, she riz a monster, able to breed an army of undead. Turned Death Guard, Revan sailed with her undead army in her foulsome Fonferus. I tried to end them for good, but the battle turned against me. I tracked the ship's comings and caught a regular trail. So I sailed to meet Revan near the shadows of Duskin Isle, unawaited. A far fog neared despite the good winds. Revan's ship crept from the mist. The winds died off, the waters calmed, and the ghost ship routed my ambush. 'Twas a slaughter. I was mort wounded, but fled with Bereth's weapon, the Engoliero dos Spears. Came to the temple of Nekataka to be buried. But I couldn't leave the sword unwarded, so I begged Bereth for another chance to serve my cause. I refused to die. Aye, 'twas a harsh choice, but I made it. Was willing to serve my deity by becoming Whitta hunted in her name. The weapon canna be allowed out in Aora. Needed to ward it for all time. But I canna keep it from the undead if I'm not undead myself. Think you're deserving, do you? But in what way should I trust you now? Aye then, I'll allow it. There it lies in my burial grave. Aye, the weapon canna be allowed out in Aora. Aye, or surely I wouldn't. And you'll die now in the darkness.
Tread cautiously.
So help me God. The next one of you take me.
Curses! Lava will be on sick.
Hey, watch him.
Lava will be on sick.
You're mine!
Leave it to me. Not a problem. consider it. Not a problem.
Coming along well, is it? I never went yet, but I will after I die. Had heard, but knew no. Is it true? Isair is a death god, so under the right duress, it can be done. Yes, the fate that awaits me. Then I will walk within the catacombs beneath the temple. Finally, I'll be one of Bereth's chosen, blessed for always.
Tiverus? It would be funny if it were not so pathetic.
May your god have mercy on your soul.
We gotta get this fella to a brothel.
Value and worth are not the same, no. She will speak again, after my acolyte has gouged my heart from my chest. The cutting and the chants will work. You'll see. All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. So give them here. Truly, you are Bereth's champion. Yet you will not die soon. There is work ahead for you. I set these aside for you. Old keepsakes from another time. Bereth holds you close, perhaps in helping you.
Excellent.
Bereth holds you. All right. I will address your inquiries best as I can. sending for the gunhawks.
I saw one shoot once. Hit a lurch shark in the eye from 200 feet
Clear
away.
skies. That explains the rumors the Valians are scaling up in Queen's Birth. I'd hoped you would stop them. Quite a lot, I think. Nevertheless, I'm more interested in reports the storms around the islands have cleared. What do you know of this? Even if this isn't the outcome we'd wanted for Poco Kahara, your observation is infinitely more valuable. Take this, and remember it the next time we call on you. We'd long suspected something unnatural was behind the storms, but we had little evidence. Yes. If the storms that assail Rawatai have a similarly unnatural origin, then perhaps they too can be stopped. And if that's the case, then there's more work to be done. Work that you might be able to. After all, if you're going to make friends in the Deadfire, you might as well choose the ones with the biggest cannons. In any case, Hazanui Karu has a matter that could use your help. Her office is on the main floor behind the large double doors. It's most conspicuous. How do you mean that? Are you making advances at me? It's for the best. This would be a most inconvenient time to begin an attachment. It's a trading post I just did.
Atsura tells me you tamed the storms of Poco Kahara. Makes a person wonder what kind of secrets lie in Andra's mortar. That's the spirit. Rautai's storms have made us who we are as a nation. Hardy, driven, inventive. But they've also held us back.
forced our people to seek resources and livelihoods far from our homes and families. Imagine how much more we could achieve if we could control those storms. And one that will improve the lives of many. The storms there cannot be natural. Not when they are so ferocious, so constant. And your exploits at Poko Kahara suggest that something else may be behind them. But enough of that for now. I got our message all right. There's an understatement. The trouble in Hasango forced us to send additional ships back to Rawatai to make up for shortfalls. And storms at home have delayed another portion of our fleet. This leaves us short-handed here. I have no doubt we're due to collect a special shipment for delivery to our port at Sayuka. We've contracted with a captain named Widla. Meet her, complete the trade, and take the cargo to Sayuka. Fleet Master Okaya is overseeing the development of some special projects there. She's one of the brightest minds in Rawatai, and it shows. You two will get along. Most of her work is, or should be, under wraps for now. But perhaps she can give you a taste of what we have to offer. It'll be easier for Okaya to explain. Good sailors with a fast ship and no mind for questions. Along with half the population of this storm-tossed archipelago. Let's just say, I'm not keen to invite them to a port where we're developing experimental technology. Any other questions? Widla's agreed to meet our courier out at sea, away from the heaviest traffic. This is her payment. We've already negotiated with her. Fleet Master Okaya will see to your compensation once you arrive with the cargo. This is the kind of job that's best completed quickly and quietly. Clear skies.
Welcome back, welcome back. It is a pleasure to see you once again. Tell me, how is the sailing? Smooth? Nothing to delay your expedition, I hope. How might I assist you? Ah, how exciting! Let's see here. Oh, goodness, that's not what I was expecting. And so close to Porto Maggi. You've done wonderfully. This book will be the best thing since Cassini's adventures, and that was all romantic rubbish. Here, your pay, my friend. We're only getting started, of course. There's more to see. Pikawara next, I think. How does that strike you? It's a little Juana village out to the southeast. 3 islands this time, all nameless and unloved. Therefore, I'll be waiting.
Anything but the Naga's nethers, won't you?
Now, you see anything you like? Now, you see anything you like? Woe to those who labor in the shadow, for nothing is hidden from Aethys' divine sight.
Watcher, what can I do for you? Ah, yes, that business. What became of it? I see. I'm certain you had your reasons. Well, that is, the Kanta is kept well apprised of all of our dealings. Is this a matter of money? Or, look, it's an unpleasant business, I grant you that. But the money must come from somewhere. Yes, fine. I suppose it was not the kind of work I promised after all. I was not there, and so I am certain you handled matters as you saw fit. You have proven yourself capable without doubt, and there are worthier tasks ahead of us. Watcher, what can I'll answer what I can, of course. Just, let me know if there's a... Now then. I'll answer what I can, of course.
back from Crookspur, are we? I hope the luster hasn't come off all of Castle's fanciful dreams. The man has little else to sell. What, before you sullied your conscience, you mean? No. I had suspicions, and your recent activities confirmed them. Castle turns to desperate measures to stave off the inevitable. The man is floundering. I myself came from nothing. Perhaps you knew that. No family name, no prospects. Perhaps like recognizing like, no? I know what it takes to claw a future from this world. For ourselves, for the republics. People like Castle, they live in a fable. They cannot understand why the rest of us simply cannot appreciate their grand visions. The wealthiest people in Eora hunger after luminous Adra like withered beetles. There is power in dangling that in front of them. The only kind of power there is for us. I mean to take it. And the question you must ask yourself as you go through Castle's errands is where you will be standing when my moment comes.
I'll see what I can do.
Incense? Offerings for the temple?
Payment for heads. It could be no simpler, I say. Tell me, are you someone who walks the path that coin lays out before you? Transmuting actions into payment is the alchemy that orders our world. All things turn on the axis of a coin bond. I pay bounties so that death can bring order to life. Would you help me continue this? The next time payment crosses our hands, let it be in the execution of a bond, a vow, a bounty. If you would forge a coin bond, I know of people on these. Dugra the Ascetic is wanted for crimes against his monastic order. His people have made a coin bond for his death. The Orlan wanders the wilderness on the island of Crookspur, northwest of Nekataka. Then our clients have transmuted gold into justice. You have proven to me that you know the value of a coin bond. There is more work for you, if you'll have it. Anadire the Siren haunts the rocky shore and steers ships to a watery grave. The surviving crews of a dozen vessels have rallied their coin against her. She can be found in the Western Isle. Your coin bond has muffled a killing song. Excellent work. We are not finished. Your bond is needed again, and if your purse has room, we may help each other. Ikorno, a wizard of great cunning, slays Mataru warriors in single combat. Some accuse him of being an agent of Rawatai. They have forged a coin bond to see him killed. Ikorno pages through his grimoire in the central aisles of the Kua Orakuhu chain.
Supplies! Get your supplies here!
Could I have a moment of your time? I know someone who works in this tower. An animancer named Giacomo. I'd like to see him if we could. It will be. It's been many years since I've seen him, and I wanted to thank him.
You feeling all right, Palagina? You sure you don't mean yell at him?
When I was a girl, he visited me in the academy. He was studying godlike. Studying what was in our souls that made us different from other Keith. He found something in me. Something that resonated like a chime when he held an instrument near me. He said it was like this for all godlike. Different chimes resonating for different types. But you are not godlike. In any case, he told me it was what was causing my body to change. I begged him to remove it. He refused at first, saying it was impossible. When I told...
You'd really have done that? Or were you just saying it? Some Valians, that's just how they make...
I don't expect you to understand, but I was 12. My body was changing in many ways. Being the only girl, the only godlike girl at the academy, was unbearable. Agrasima. Giacomo was not able to remove the chime, but he was able to sever it. When it happened, I blacked out. I did not wake for 2 weeks. The Brotherhood ejected him from the academy for ruining their pet godlike. They assumed I would die. I did not. Over time, I lost most of my feathers. The shape of my nose changed. It was not enough to make me fully Kalbandra, but it was enough to keep me from wanting to die. When I looked in a mirror, what I saw was not a godlike. Not something to be paraded around. It was me. Finally, me. Do not get ridiculous ideas. You will only embarrass yourself. Apologies, but I do not want you to have the wrong idea. I respect you, Watcher. In the Deerwood, we were companions. For better or worse, that relationship worked. I want this to work too. Per Complanca, respect me and my vocation. Anyway, now you understand. If we can speak to him inside the...
Hello, Watcher. Fancy a look at this stuff? Have a look.
Hope you're keeping busy, Watcher. What can I do for you? Giacomo? Ak, I know him. He has a little laboratory for himself down in the gullet. His specialty is God. Giacomo rents a room in Cozy, the Hole, which is that grimy tavern down below. Well, not many animancers down there, so he should be easy to find.
A good day, traveler. I see you've taken an eye to my instruments. Well then, I'm a researcher in the medical sciences. And before you ask, no, I don't mean animancy. Neither do I mean magic, nor, gods forbid, necromancy. Medicine. Study of the kith body. I've misgivings about magic use. It's useful, I'll grant you that. But it's a crutch. Stunts our scientific development, you understand. Makes me a bit... You would have one too if you'd experienced the things I have. A patient of mine died under questionable circumstances. One morning I came here to the archipelago to... I've told you of my lovely.
Oh no. This does not look good. Why would someone do this to Giaccolo's work? I thought even in a place this vile, someone must have heard or seen something. We should ask the owner if they know what happened. I hope so.
Need something? Can't say I know a Giaccolo, fresh face, but if you're meaning that guy with all the fancy and a schmancy equipment, bunch of pirates burst. Now, the hole's no high society tea house, but that's still some of the weirdest. No doubt they hauled him through the Narrows. Heard him hollering the whole way. Poor guy.
Deadfire's so different than what I'm used to. Must be for you, too.
Ah, quite different. Even I am not accustomed to this much sailing.
They seem to hold the godlike in high regard. You ever think about staying?
The Dukes have liberated me from the burden of making that choice, Adair.
Hey, Pallegina, I know your kind, you can't have children. But would you have wanted them?
Ah. It is because I cannot give my country children that I give them so much of the life I have.
When I was younger, I took it for granted I'd have them one day. Free labor. But a lot of time passed before I knew it. Hardly gave it a thought until now.
You are not getting any younger. I know you do not like thinking, Adair, but maybe it's time to start.
You're leading me dry. All I needed was a few damn components. What? I haven't the time necessary to illuminate you. Be on your way. Oh, not this again. There's a dozen of you fools in every city.
That's not very helpful. Hey, whose side are you on?
Death to our enemy!
very helpful.
Should have run. You're mine!
It is no use. I cannot.
Can't take much more. I'm feeling the strain. This is futile!
Me and you are
This thing isn't doing the job.
Bleeding me dry. Oh, not this again.
Cast again.
Didn't work.
Need a hand? Should have run.
This is futile!
Need something stronger.
Yeah! Ah!
You're mine!
This is futile!
Yeah! No use. I cannot get through. That dog won't hunt.
That's how it's done.
Missed.
No use. I cannot get through.
I meant to.
That's not very helpful.
Toss me something else.
Creda,
Ready when you are.
Perfecto!
That's not very helpful. Better try something else. Need a hand?
You're mine!
That's it! This weapon's no good. Come on! This is futile!
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
I'm feeling the strain. Yeah! This is futile!
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Death to our enemies!
That's it! That's not very helpful.
Better run!
I meant... Yeah! I'm feeling the strain.
Didn't work.
Better. I cannot hold out much longer.
Better try something else.
You're mine!
Need something stronger.
I need healing.
Ready when you are.
We're dropping like flies.
Better run!
This weapon's no good to me. Slippery devil.
That dog won't. What can I do you for? Never you mind that, miss. I'll land the next
This thing
one.
isn't doing the job.
You're mine!
That's it!
Uh-huh.
So scary.
It's the smell of cardamom that drew you, and you tell Derek.
What is it? What did you see? Madiko. Giacomo abducted by godlike pirates? But why? Watcher, I have asked much of you already. But if you can find time to go to Dunnet, it did not sound as though he was in imminent danger. But I fear what they will do to him. Not in the Republics. I can't think of why godlike. Something strange is going on here. Perhaps it has...
Yes. You have been generous with us.
You know of the place below the slums. There lies a secret so grand that even the gods hide it. To find such a thing,
Now, you see anything you like?
Have you seen an old elf hanging around here lately? Dresses funny, probably drunker than an eel and a bit. You have? Where? Don't keep me in suspense. What happened to him? Did he have any coin on him? Old Coot owed me 5,000 copper. Wondrous pendulous teats. That charlatan cheated me. Thanks for the information. I can't say I like what I heard.
Ado, my hunter. To what do I owe this delight? My first bounty to pay off. I think maybe it's not much, but as I make more deals, I finally managed to land the rights to a bounty of value. You may not like it. There is a thirsty drake who roosts near an oasis. The local tribes call him
You say I cannot down the rest? Watch me, amico. Madico, it is no wonder I thirst. Ado, sere palegina.
Captain?
An unexpected honor, to be sure. Merla, and he hired me.
Are you so drunk you think a brother of the Consualias would hire?
Sere, many of us have tumbled sientere, but you are too late to collect. A gang in the northern alley stole every coin. I cannot hire a crew, much less repay Zamar. If they wanted Zamar to thirst for coin, Botsos would regret it when I turn my cannons to their mast. Wizard lights drew me like a moth to the alley knoll, and the blow to the back of the head that followed. Then a wolf sat on my chest while a group of thugs went. It growled like a thunderstorm and drooled on my uniform. I stumbled back here and traded all I had left for the comforts of the mare. When you got their leader, tell them.
Now, what, you see anything you like?
Sing us another about the shores of Rauatai.
Avast, ground filth! Why disturb Lord Admiral, eh? Not doing anything wrong! Go away! Vote! Lord Admiral has fleet! Blast filthy ground sticker! Get him,
Oh?
Worth and rot!
I thought we were friends. Consider it. Of course.
Aethys, light of spring, sun of the world, thou givest me life and purpose.
Please, sir. A gun, sir. I don't have nobody else. Hey, thanks.
That's close enough. Agrasima. That'll staunch my pains for an evening at least. Nasenale. I've never had a roof over my head longer than an evening. I guess cutting me loose was cheaper on my parents than a passage back to the Republic or a few bites of bitter squash. Ugh, if they are the same ones who robbed Radora blind. The boss and his wolf sleep their fun off by day, but by night, he and his botso friends keep to the alley giving out bruises for coin.
So she asked him what he calls that trick, and he says, the consueli. You the one causing trouble in Cotter's neighborhood? Your smoke and mirror ghosts do not impress Kaletzia, and they do not scare Cotter.
Sorry, Valian names all sound the same to me.
You'll know soon enough. Complanka. Cotter does. What do you want? Depends. You seeking Vengiata for that house? Cotter heard a newcomer was talking with Zamar. Tell the shipwright to accept Cotter's deal before he suffers another setback. Not Silesia.
There's better ways to scare him than threatening.
Così. And who Whose side are you on? Your Casita or the wolf? No one threatens Cotta, you overstuffed boil. This one's not worth it. Cotta is done with you.
Ahoy there. Any news worth? Best news I've heard since I arrived on this rock. What of Captain Redora? Has she sobered up yet? Or do we need to shake her by her ankles? Robbed? Someone's feeling bold to prey on a captain in matters being what they are. Redora's commission is yours, if you can afford it. That'll be the Iron Thunderer. A cannon well-deserved of her name. Maybe she doesn't stand up to Rowatize. For 1,000 pyres, she'll crack a hull, scour a sail, or splinter it. 1,000 is plenty less than I offered the seasoned captain. My hands are tied. Sorry. Well, I'm here if you ever change your mind. Ugh.
My lips would all grow moldy.
Way haul away, we'll haul away and go.
Tell me!
Way haul away, the good ship now is rolling. Way haul away, we'll haul away and go.
Old Gaffin held thee and was crowned before the revolution.
Way haul away, we'll haul away and go.
We said or not, Perrin?
I'd happily tell you if you stopped interrupting my cat.
You've had days to count. Now it's time we talked about the price. We've had some complications. The price has doubled. I know they've got the cash. Fine. 1,000 it is. Don't act insulted. I've heard enough. Let's just say there are other folks who'd be happy to pay my price. What matters is I'm giving you the chance to buy it first. That's the point. I don't want to be in it long. I want to fill my hold with cash or... There's plenty of business for enterprising sorts in Deadfire, and I have arrangements with every major power.
Had? Or don't you remember?
I'll remember this when I'm doling out rations tonight if you don't shut your mouth. You ought to reconsider, else we'll be forced to relieve you of what you have.
You told us this was a simple exchange, Whittler.
Let the cowards hide. We're...
Not exactly, man. Your expertise.
Ain't you got the decency to die?
No, I cannot do that.
I thought we were friends.
Not exactly my area of expertise.
God darn it!
Tell me away, hey, hooroo, ya!
With a clear white straits and it lit fine.
Hurrah for the dead fire line!
Gillarde, 23 days! This is a new record. It is more than great. It is the successful test of my newest spell, Renove Miseris. Renewal of air. Kith have explored every mountain in the Eastern Reach, yet it has been my dream to open these steps to discovery. Or at least to let us use the air of a single breath again and again. Neither do I. At least it gave me plenty of time to test my work. Back home, they care only for profit, and there is little profit to be. But the Rawatayans, they have vision. They chase greater things than gold. So I go to work with them. So you do understand, but I can say no more. The Rawatayans, they have sworn me to secrecy. Sientere, but I had promised not to say. Yes, I have much to do.
Now, what can I... You see anything you like?
Goddess. This'll be fun.
So, we're back. Did you miss us?
Well, thanks. It was just me and the bird for a couple of days, and we're sick to death of each other.
Something happened out there, and it's got me all turned around. I didn't exactly deliver a missive. That parchment was meant for me, and I delayed opening it as long as I could. Atsura gave me a name and a location. That was all. When you're a sharpshooter by trade and your boss doesn't offer clarification, you learn to arrive at your own conclusions. The rub of it is, my target wasn't some ship's captain or an ogre swinging a fence post. He was the Ranga of a Huana tribe. The village was beachside. No sign of foreign occupation. I might have been the first outsider to make land, and quite a while. They were just simple folk going about their lives. Couldn't have been more than 50 of them. Their Ranga, though? He had a voice that carried, that echoed in the hearts of his people.
He called for unity with the neighboring tribes, the setting aside of bad blood. His people listened, and listened well. He was my target. You can guess what happened next. I picked a spot and a time of day. Morning, west-facing, plenty of tree cover. The light was in my favor. The winds were low. He left his hut, mussed his kid's hair, and set off for the beach on the other side of the island, checking lobster traps. Ishi followed him overhead, and I followed him with my sights, holding my breath, waiting for the right moment. And then I stopped. I pictured all those captains I'd riddled with holes and wondered, is this how we treat civilians? Is this how wars are won? I shot him in the back of the head. He was a corpse before he hit the ground. It took a while for his kin to find him, but only seconds to figure out that he didn't die of a weak heart. This tribe surprised me. They acted like I kicked over their anthill. They got mad. They got to work. The old Ranga went onto a pyre, and the new one snapped into place. She took up the call for unity while the embers were still warm. Acted like I hadn't just killed her boss for doing the same thing. They mourned, they seethed, they tore at their hair. But they rebuilt. By the time I left, they were talking about peace with the other tribes like it was inevitable. I completed my mission. I leave Atsura to worry about whether or not it was a success. If you don't mind, I need to let this brew in my head for a while and see what bubbles up. Thanks for letting me unload in the... We should talk to Atsura. He'll want to know that I've done as he asked.
I've got some answers.
Sing us anything but the Naga's netters, won't you?
Cuts me down with a word.
I get along fine with him.
Clear skies. Indeed. I hope we return victorious.
It's done in any case. I'll leave you to decide what victory means.
Maya has been assisting with plans to work toward peace in some of...
A noisy kind of peace, but it's all we're likely to get.
Then we must take what we can. I'm certain Harama would agree. He's well, after all, thanks to your decisive action. Twaha reports success and sends her thanks for your swift intervention. You have aided your countrymen with distinction. There is no higher honor to which a trencher may ascribe. But what of your own assignment?
Nothing that a mountain of bronzoas won't cure.
Rauatai values your service, as do I. And I can think of no better reward for the rough country's finest sharpshooter than a piece such as this. I won't keep you. I know you both have plenty of business to attend to.
Are we talking about the same Atsura?
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? What, me? Been trying to say that it's a pity you're already accounted for, Captain. You're halfway towards being a decent catch. Forget I said anything. It's not important.
I've got some answers.
Tell me what's on your mind. Think carefully before you speak next, 'cause I don't do... I know I can sometimes come across a tad...
Captain, I feel like I should set the record straight. I didn't get into this business so I could shoot first in a battle that hadn't even started. I can make a case that my work was justified, but we're shooting at people with dangerous ideas, and assuming the ideas will die with them. It's a little different when the enemy's ship is turning about, their cannons glinting like a spike. You don't find time for a lot of deep, ethical discussions. Yashiz is a good listener, but he's too dumb to offer much perspective. I could use some of yours right about now. It's true. We don't want to lose the Deadfire by attrition. You're right. It's a hard truth, but if we go Atsura's way, we'd better be sure that killing the right people makes a difference. And if we fall back on what we know, cannons, sieges, occupation, we'd better commit to fighting a moving target. We won't succeed if we don't understand the tribes. And something tells me that we aren't there yet. You sound like the propaganda from back home.
I've got some answers.
Not a problem. Ready when you are.
Speak freely. Your orders, Captain?
Happy to oblige. Hooey! About tell me what's on your mind. Think carefully before you... I know I can some...
Can do.
Then he cuts me down with a word.
I get along fine.
Clear skies. Indeed.
It's done in any case. I'll leave you to decide what victory means.
Maya had
noisy.
Then I'm certain her Twaha report you, but What of your...
Nothing that a mountain...
Rawatha, I won't keep you. I know you...
Are we talking about the same Atsura?
Oh, you wanted something, Captain? What, me? I'll go ahead and say it. You're halfway toward all right. A captain is better than my usual slim pickings. Which is a bunch of lore college dropouts playing sailor. Hypothetically speaking, I mean. Have you ever... Dumb question, but here I go anyway. You ever gotten close to someone, even though it just wasn't... ordinary? Yeah, that about kicks the legs out from under ordinary, doesn't it? What I'm talking about is a scenario where a difference in rank can get in the way of enjoying shore leave. Well, that's why we have these little chats. I'm just testing the direction of the wind here. Best not to overthink it. As winds do. I've enjoyed that sort of arrangement before. Nothing to suggest I won't enjoy it again someday. Depends on what's in front of me and what's on the horizon, Captain. Well, I've laid out my thoughts. You must have a couple. Be a pleasure, Captain. Funny thing is that Ishii can get particular about people. And when he doesn't take to someone, neither do I. I'm sure he'd tell you if you asked nice. Not everyone's a bird lover, that's fine. Some days I can't stand another second of Captain Stinkfeathers, but Ishii and I are never parted for longer than a few breaths. Take that however you will. Try not to use any foul language.
Well, this is unexpected. What exactly did you set out to accomplish by peering into the soul of this noble creature? I see. You should already know better than to trust everything Maya has to say. The prospect of sharing her company. I can tell from here that it intrigues. Far be it from me to judge affection. Better that it bloom or wilt uninterrupted. While the dead fire is being cut, cauterized, and trampled, it is charming to find someone who makes time for such elaborate foreplay. Do you often turn to birds for relationship? I sense that Maya does not easily allow others into her confidence. She is observing you closer than you might guess. She has much on her mind. This may all be a whimsical diversion. That, or she is softening you up for the red work of her masters. But you already know about that. Such a heartless word for an occupation which takes great skill to practice well. I babble. What does the goddess of creativity know of kith courtship? I can say for certain that this is a very hungry, overworked, and at times underappreciated bird. He and Maya share that much in common, at least. Beyond that, I leave the rest up to you. Observing, the one you call a Shiza makes for a convenient lens into your travels. Try not to take it too personally. Best of luck in your mating ritual.
Now that is what I'd call a happy bird. Not to mention a fat bird. Pretty soon I'll have to roll him around like a cask of ale. It didn't take you long to open up to the idea at first. I like that eagerness. Let's say you've graduated to achieving the bare minimum of my favor, which is farther than most anyone gets. Well? Sorry. I'm not new to this. I'm just not used to sharing company longer than a single voyage. I can't say where this goes next, but I'm keen on where it is now. A man will do in a pinch, as long as their best thinking comes from the appropriate brain. Women usually make for better conversation. Not that this isn't its own kind of charming. I just get a feeling about certain people, no matter their equipment. I usually go for the clever ones, though they're not always clever enough to tell that I'm available. What about you? What do you fancy? That right. We're all slaves to our own nameless want, aren't we? Sounds nice when you say it like that. A little wholesome for however it pans out. Thanks for taking the time. And for the bird food.
I've got some answers.